What's going on, guys? We are live. We are live. Let me put this in the comments. Let me pin this real quick. All right, hold on. Sorry about that. Let me pin my comment. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. What's going on, guys? Here. So for starters, I have to give a disclaimer because this is going to be on YouTube. So anything that's going to be here on this video, anything that's reference to finances or investment strategies, is not personal finance decisions or personal finance advice. Everything is based off of you as an individual. What's going on, guys? Do your research before acting on any of these things. Hey, plus, what's going on? All right, so now that's out the way. That was a quick disclaimer. But yeah, again, this is definitely going on YouTube. So yeah, I gotta say that, right? But before we continue as well, so I'm not sure of the name of this. I don't know. I thought about like Tuesday trading or talking Tuesday. Not sure. Not sure, definitely, but I gotta figure it out because I already created the thumbnail. Well, I got the picture for the thumbnail, so I gotta send it to my thumbnail guy, so he can post it and have it created. But yeah, so moving forward, this is definitely gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna do these on Tuesday, so either Tuesday night or Monday morning. I'm sorry, or Wednesday morning at the latest. It'll be up there. So now that that's out the way, Talking Trade Tuesday. That's not bad. That's not bad. Talking Trade Tuesday is not bad. I might go with that. I definitely might go with that. Thank you. That's actually a good one. All right, so it is March 8th. March 7th, the mandates, especially in New York, were lifted when it comes to having to go to certain places with either the mask or the vaccination. So you no longer need that, right? So COVID's out the way. Ukraine's here. So we don't got to worry about COVID no more. Now we're just talking about Ukraine. As funny as that is, that's the legit reality. You guys can call it what you want. That's what it boils down to. So a lot of things happened that I got to talk about. Not even just this past weekend since I was last with you guys, but just today alone. So many things happened from today. We got gold alone hit 2060. And again, when I say 2060, I'm talking about 2,600 per ounce. It was literally 2013 this morning. You guys can go back in my story, and I was talking about oil before the market actually opened, and told you guys it's going to be a wild day, right? Definitely said that. And the reason why I already foresaw that is because the technicals were showing that, right? So when it comes down to trading, right, fundamental tells you when to get into the market. Technical shows you where the market is going. So all the technicals is pointing to that we're going to have a drastic day, and obviously this came about with Biden. A lot of things going on with that too that I wrote down. I wrote down Russia's response to certain things as well. So again, a lot that we're going to cover and break down. For starters, if you guys did not check out that picture I posted earlier today, I was actually at the gas station, and I took the picture as a little joke. I took the picture yesterday as a joke. I think gas around like 409, and then this morning I said, you know what? Let me do like a before and after. So I literally drove to the gas station this morning. Took the same exact kind of pose picture, and the gas went up, I think, like 40 cents. So yesterday it was 409. Today it was 449. And that's ridiculous. It's actually one night that happened. So I got so much notes on that alone, so much notes on inflation that I actually want to go straight into. So for starters, let's talk about this. So Russia halted exports of its raw materials to its global partners until 2013. That right there is a huge, big deal. The reason why is because they have agriculture, they have fertilizer, which that right there will increase grain prices, and then also they're based in precious metals and their export, which is nickel, copper, steel, gold, and platinum. So that's going to be huge, right? So again, if all of that is going to be halted, obviously the price is going to increase, right? Because if we're now no longer getting it from Russia, which is like a huge export and hub in the world, where's that going to come from, right? So off rip, if I have to go to, let's say, just throwing names out there, this is not accurate. If I have to go through, let's say, Mexico now to get it, right? And Mexico's going to charge me more because they realize that Russia is like, okay, Russia's gonna halt it, so I can charge more as a business owner, right? So that just makes sense. Business 101. They're gonna see an increase of that. So, man, that's just gonna, it's gonna continue with inflation as going on, and I am gonna get into a recession. This upcoming recession that we are technically in right now. We just, by definition, we don't have 2 consecutive quarters as of yet, right? So when it comes to recession, you need 2 consecutive quarters of a decline. And I mean, obviously, you know, this quarter right here, we're surpassed a decline. So next quarter, which is next month, we're gonna have that, right? This is recession more likely will probably be spoken about, or probably the recession would more likely be it would be evident and made public, I want to say around mid-April. So let's say right now it's March 8th. Those news should come out about that second week of April. So around April 20th, April 19th, April 20th, we should have data that's saying that we are definitely in a recession. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to speak on that as well. All right, so if I keep these things going, so another thing as well, these notes that I have is all over the place purposely. So, you know, if I'm talking from this way to this way and so forth, it's stated like that for a reason. So another thing to add to that, guys, I did pin my website down there. If you are looking for, you know, investing techniques and tactics, my investing course, which also includes my cryptocurrency and my credit enhancement course, you can check that out there. Another thing, if you are looking to get into more day trading and you're looking for a course that's going to be beneficial for you, check that out as well. What's going on now, guys, you definitely got to take advantage of it. And I don't just mean from an investment standpoint, also from a trading standpoint. So again, I'm going to speak on that. I'm going to speak on a lot of tips that I can give you guys, just some freebies, right? Because again, like, you don't always have to pay for everything. You know, information is available. And so like, if I can give you guys, you know, information that's free for you, you know, just take advantage of it and utilize it. All right, so as we continue, so Biden, as of this morning, Biden banned all imports of Russia, oil, energy, and natural gases, which is like, you should have been to this. Like, we're taking more than 200,000 barrels of oil from Russia every day. I believe it's around like 500,000 or 600,000. But why are you waiting this long to do that? But again, nonetheless, it was actually done, right? On top of that, you know, Biden did make it clear that, you know, you do have other allies in Europe who is going to be doing the same exact thing, but that's necessarily not true. And the reason why is because UK is the only country who they're going to do something about it. And what they're going to do, they're going to be banning Russian oil, but not anything else. They're just doing the oil, not natural gas, any of that. And the reason why European nations are unable to go forth with the way we are is because when it boils down to it, Russia is pretty much their gas station. When I say their gas station, I'm talking about Europe nation. So it's like, it was kind of weird that they even tagged them, but you're not going to ban you're not going to ban your gas station because that's going to mess you up overall. So just like that is the reason why, you know, Biden's like, yeah, we're all doing this. And they're like, you can speak for yourself. Like, you can go do that, but we're not going to. And again, as I just said, when it comes down to it, Russia is pretty much like the gas station for Europe. So as I continue, we do have Visa. So that happened last week. It didn't happen today. Visa, they did discontinue the services in Russia. And I was actually, especially I was talking to my Discord last week about this happening as well. And if you guys looking to join my Discord, you can click the link below. Now, so the funny thing about this, right, is, and I kept saying like China's being quiet, but they're being strategically quiet because they don't want to just come out and say, hey, we're with Russia's side and so forth. But come on, China, they're not going to go against Russia. That right there alone was like, that was evident, right? It's just something that they're not going to do. Like, China and Russia, they're in talks all the time, so they're not going to go against it. And it's one of these things where it's like an enemy of mine is my friend, right? Like, I said the saying completely wrong, and an enemy of my enemy is my friend. I believe I said it wrong, but I think I 100% said that wrong. But you guys catch my drift. So even with that, right? Like, they're not going to go against them. But the fact that Visa, they discontinued their services, and then China, they just quickly went and they're allowed to do what is it exactly called? I want to get the name wrong. It's called Union Pay, right? So that's their payment system. China gave it away to Russia, say, hey, you guys can utilize that. That right there is so strategic, right? Because again, from a business standpoint, I don't want to lose business in Russia, but from a strategic standpoint, this letting me know, like, listen, they're trying to mess up your money. I got you. I'm not going to mess up your money. And that right there is huge because again, when it boils down to it, especially, you know, with modern warfare, how you want to go about weakening the nations, you want to weaken their finances. And that's the reason why, you know, we have Swift stopped doing business with them, Netflix, you know, all these other businesses stopped doing business with Russia, mainly, again, because to weaken them. Because that's really what it's about. You know, we're being told, pray for Ukraine. And, you know, again, I'm not going against pray for Ukraine or anything like that. But in reality, when it boils down to it, you got to follow the money. right? Follow the money is where things are going to show you what's the truth, what's going on, and so forth. So again, if you continue following money, you can see this whole Truman Show. Like, that's really what it is. It's a Truman Show. You can actually see things coming about with that. So as I continue going down, all right, so added to that, right, when I did speak about inflation. So it's very interesting that one of my members in Discord posted this, and he said, well, it actually showed every 50% rise in crude oil has led to a recession. And actually looking at the numbers, that's the truth, right? So that's something we need to pay attention to, because the fact that, as I said, like oil right now is just crazy high and is going to continue. You know, the price of oil as I'm speaking is 126.20, right? Earlier today, we actually got to 129.54. So we are literally like knocking on 130's door. And it's so crazy because I actually projected, and you guys can, I think I spoke on this as well, that oil was going to 140. I didn't think that we were going to happen in the month of March. Looking at it, yeah, I have 147.28. Again, that I thought that was going to happen more around like the second quarter. I can definitely see, especially with the technicals going on from a higher time frame, I can definitely see oil hitting 147.28. Man, I can see that happening maybe by next week, if not this week, for real. I can definitely see that happening. Again, as I said, oil right now is currently 126.09. Oil is actually like the safest, easiest asset, right? So something long-term, that's something you want to go and play with. You can go from an investor standpoint or trading standpoint as well. But even right now, currently, oil, we're actually up 1.3% for the day, right? Right now it's 7:12. Technically, the day on TradingView starts at 6 p.m. So the fact that it's now 1.4% already up, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And again, it's showing no signs of decline. So added to that, as I just said, so every 50% rise in crude oil has led to a recession. We are currently at 50% rise. And that right there is something that you need to pay attention to. On top of that, you have inflation. It is continuing to increase. The way we're going about it, the way the Fed has been responding, their policies is increasing as well. So again, all these things is just showing signs that we're in a recession. We actually, as I said, we're in it. But again, from an actual definition, we're not in it, because that's a good buy. I should place a buy right now. Yeah, sorry. From an actual definition, we're not in a recession, because again, we need 2 consecutive quarters, but we're definitely in that consecutive quarter. And the way things are going, right? So a lot of prices are mimicking 2008, and we all know what happened in 2008. So that's something that you got to pay attention to. So I 100% suggest and recommend you guys to really cut back on spending, cut back on subscriptions, really go with your investments. A lot of things like the stock market is dropping, so, some safe investments is gold, obviously gold stocks. Gold stock hit a hit a 52-week high today. You have obviously oil stocks, gold stocks, oil stocks, silver, platinum, nickel. These are things, commodities, pretty much. Commodities are increasing, right? So these are great hedges against the dollar, especially with inflation. As inflation is rising, this is something where you want to park your money into, especially for the long term. Because again, like, this is where, if these things are rising, especially the price of oil, why not go oil stocks? Right? It just makes sense. Like, little things like that you do want to pay attention to and move forward with, right? So added to that, as I do continue, again, even the base pay. So everything else is increasing, especially with inflation. However, your base pay is not increasing, right? And now, speaking of that, so this is something that is the reason why you do want to prioritize investing, right? Because you leave your money in the bank, you're earning 0.03%, and that's ridiculous compared to putting it into the markets. Like, again, as I said, oil alone today is up 1.7. Now it's 1.7%. And that's just today alone. And again, when I speak on today, I'm talking about from 6 p.m. till current time. So the current time is 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the fact that oil was already up 1.12%, that right there that speaks volume, right? That speaks volume. So again, gas is definitely not slow down anytime soon. So just expect that. Expect, to at the tank, expect to pay more. And it's kind of sad the way things are going, because again, prices are rising. And from a business standpoint, if oil is this high, right? Businesses have no choice but to raise their prices, right? So you have that going into play. You go to the grocery store, those prices are going to continue to increase, and that, again, that's not a good thing. So you do obviously have to go with how you're going about your spending, and again, that's just going to add to our inflation, not inflation, but the reasons that we're definitely in a recession. It's pretty much energy score and minor companies are great assets. 100%, great assets you want to go towards. And again, like, it's going to continue happening. It's just nothing that you can. Now, let me not say nothing you can do, because that's not true. What you can do is hedge against it, right? So this is where you want to go more towards safe havens, right? Safe havens is the go-to right now. These are also, again, as I said, the easy investments. So when this happens, you want to go more towards the easy and quick investments. You don't want to put your money into stocks that are depreciating with the price right now. You don't want to do that, mainly because, again, like, it's going to keep decreasing, right? And I know you say you hear buy the dip, but as of right now, we're in a recession. So right now, you do want to, like, let these things keep dipping, right? You don't want to put your money into things that's dipping right now. You can look at the technical standpoint and just see which makes sense. Or if you do want to do this as well, let's just say, as it is, keep dipping, and you do put money into it, just don't touch it, right? Eventually it will increase, right? So 2020 is a perfect example. The Dow Jones hit record lows, in 2020. However, we did, create all-time highs, and then even current price on the Dow Jones, we're coming to a little resistance right now, but we're sitting at 32,670. So that right there shows that, they can eventually increase over time again. But you got to weather that storm. And if you don't want to weather that storm, then I suggest you just park your money into safe assets and save, which is commodities right now. Added to that, we do have Biden issued Ukraine, which is insane. Issued for Ukraine, the aid package. He issued for that. So as of right now, the number is pushing above $14 billion for that Ukraine aid package, which, again, is insane. The fact that we're actually, so much things going on here in America, and we don't have the money, right? So that right there is huge, because a lot of people, especially when it comes down to the student loan debt and, them canceling student loans, and I've been saying this for a long time, how much money we're making from student loans, they're not going to cancel that in full. You crazy? Like, at the end of the day, this is still a business. So they're going to do what's best for business. Politicians, they do that. They're going to say whatever needs to be said to get into office. Once they get into office, they're going to do what's best in the interest of their pockets, and also lobbyists. That's what it boils down to. That is politics. But added to that, right? Everyone kept saying we have the money, just cancel student loan debt. We do not have the money. America is dead broke. America is 100% dead broke. The only thing that's actually helping America out right now is the fact that we are the world reserve currency. But besides that, we don't really have it, right? And again, as I told you guys in my previous lives, as well as my previous posts and reels, when it boils down to it, America, what we're doing, we're spending more than we have coming in, right? And it doesn't matter if you're a nation, it doesn't matter, even individual. If you're spending more than you have coming in, you are going to be broke. And you're going to be broke pretty quickly as well. It doesn't matter how much you keep raising your debt ceiling, you're going to be broke, right? If you're bringing in, and we're spending, let's just say, again, it's not accurate numbers, but we're spending more than 2 times what we have coming in. And we make our money through taxation, right? So even speaking on that as well, we have quote unquote lower taxes, but at the end of the day, inflation is rising. Now, inflation is the silent tax. So yeah, we can quote unquote be saving money on taxes, but if we're paying 300x on inflation, what is the actual gain in that, right? That right there is our silent tax. But as I just said to you guys, like, we don't have the money, right? We're spending, and again, it's not accurate numbers, but we're spending, let's say, like $2,000 a month, right? And we got coming in, we have about like $500 a month, right? So that just shows you literally how much money we have coming in versus how much we have going out. So this shit is actually ridiculous. Hold on, let me see what you guys said. CPI number in China increasing their alliance, which might be a nail in the coffin. Yes, I'm definitely going to speak on inflation in a quick second, but you're right about that too. CPI is definitely going to increase. There's no doubt about that. Consumer price index, and that is not beneficial. So, as of right now, we do have inflation allegedly is sitting around 7.5%, which is a 40-year high. I say allegedly because it's way higher than that. It was higher than that before the numbers even came out. Like, the way we going about the actual numbers that's being said is wrong. Like, we changed. This is the funny thing about it. We changed the way we calculate things so much to make it seem as if we're doing good, but we're not. right? And then added to that, we're continuously being told that our economy is great, all these things are good, but the numbers are not showing that, right? So if the numbers are not showing that, we can't keep thinking that whatever we're hearing on these news is right, is that, hey, our economy is great, that means everything is going good. No, it's just not the case. Hold on, let me see what else you guys said. Invested and trade in heaven. Nothing but opportunities. Yes. Yeah, it's crazy opportunity here in the markets, man. It's ridiculous. As I said, you guys, this is not 08, sorry, this is 2020 all over again. And I think that this time is going to be a longer effect to it, mainly because of the fact that right now the Fed is pretty much, they done what they can, right? We're going to have to print more money. I wouldn't be surprised if we do have another issue of PPP loans coming into play, and that could be roughly around like the end of April or early May. And the reason why I feel that way, again, because it's going to be a huge recession. So we're going to have some type of response when it comes about do it. And then on top of that, the Democrats are trying to hold their office, right? So holding office, you do want to issue things that's beneficial, for the American people, especially when it comes to their pockets, right? So PPP loans, I do see that coming back into play. They may be more strict with how they go about doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that comes back into it. A lot of stimulus. Sorry about that. A lot of stimulus is going to be added to it. Again, this is things that I just foresee, mainly because, again, like they want to keep their power. And the fact that we're actually issued to do the Ukraine aid package, which is going to be a little north of $14 billion, it's insane, man. That's insane. Honestly, like, that's insane. We don't have the money. We have to print that money. It's just JJ, what's up, bro? Tenny, what's up? We have to print that money. So like that, it's added to what's going on in our deficit. It's going to continue to rise. So let me continue going on with this. So we also have Keystone Pipeline, right? Now, this is a huge deal that I actually want to speak about because a lot of things going on. It would not be an issue if Biden did not cancel the Keystone Pipeline. I believe he did that like day 1 or 2. Terrible mistake. It was terrible, and I couldn't believe he was actually defending that. Like this is the effects of that. Like you cut off the Keystone Pipeline, which again it makes it in which we wouldn't have to rely on Russia's oil so much. These are the effects. Like you don't do things like that without that wasn't strategic at all. I don't know why that was implemented, especially when it comes down to what's going on, but it happened, right? So these are the side effects of that we do have to face. Right, Fed isn't going to, let me read one of the comments. The Fed isn't going to step in because a lot of cash on the sideline. That is correct. A lot of cash is on the sideline. As stated, the government needs to stimulate the economy, and that's why majority of the mandates were lifted. 100%. Woo! I was just getting ready to get back into that. 100%. As I said to you guys earlier, right? Like, these mandates, you think out of nowhere COVID's gone? COVID's gone out of nowhere? Come on, guys. Think about that. Like, this is all strategic planning. This is all strategic planning. Come on, right before the State of the Union address, it's issued that they don't have to wear these masks anymore in Congress. Come on. Y'all don't think anything's funny about that? Like, it's the Truman Show for a reason, all right? You could be conspiracy theorists or not, guys. You just got to just pay attention. You follow the money, you're going to know exactly what's going on. But as I said, like, a lot of people was going against the mandates, right? They were fighting back. They're tired of being inside. They're tired of wearing a mask. Tired of all these things, right? So Democrats, they see that, right? I need my power. What do I need to do to make it in which the American people is going to stay on our side so we can remain in office, and keep our power? Got it. Let's take away these mandates. Come on, guys. It's not just out of nowhere these things are going away. Like, you got to follow the money. Follow the money. You follow the money, everything's going to tell you exactly what's going on. I'm telling you, that never fails. Never fails. When it boils down to it, wars, and I told you guys as well, money and wealth is created during recession and wars, right? And that's why I do feel, I don't want it to happen, but I do feel that it is a possibility that with this war, because as of right now, this is cyber warfare, right? Another thing, you guys should be looking into cyber currencies, right? Well, cyber currencies. Cryptocurrency that they was cyber, like LSS, that right there is beneficial. You do want to pay attention to that as well. Another freebie that I'm giving you guys, check out the link in my bio. No, link in my bio. Link as pinned right there at my website. Head over to my Discord. We speak on this daily. Let me look at some comments before I continue real quick. Side note, thoughts in the metaverse, or we are not touching that today. We might touch the metaverse today. We might touch that. So yeah, I got a little more things I want to wrap up here, and then we might head with the metaverse, because that's actually that's another key aspect as well. The metaverse, obviously NFTs and crypto overall. All right, so let me continue this. So back to the Keystone Pipeline. So even Powell, right? Powell even admitted, and I thought this was actually very interesting because this is Powell's way of saying duh without actually saying it. So he was asked if the Keystone Pipeline, if it was not canceled, would we be having an issue right now? And what Powell said, he doesn't want to get into politics, right? But he actually did say it, end quote, right? Yeah, more supply equals lower prices. That's what he said. So just think about that. He doesn't want to get into politics, but again, it's a no-brainer. Like if we had more supply and demand, guys, right? When it comes to supply and demand, more supply means lower prices. So that's what he said. End quote. Yeah, more supply equals lower prices. That's beneficial and something you do want to pay attention to. So again, he's not picking sides, but what he's saying is, duh, if we did not cancel this pipeline, things will not be this bad. So it's like, that's just something that I thought that was very interesting that he made that comment. All right, another thing added to it. So I thought something that was actually very interesting that I do want to share with you guys is that Biden, he is pushing for the EV market as gas prices continue to rise. Now, I thought this was very interesting, mainly because he was asked, like, how do we actually go about pretty much like what's going on with gas prices, right? Is it becoming high? How do we go about it to pretty much like help the American people? And Biden's response was, go more in towards electric vehicle, get an electric vehicle, right? So very interesting that he actually said that, in which the electric vehicle is starting at the lowest, like $50K, right? So not everyone can afford an electric vehicle, right? And the fact that it's starting at $50K, the average American household is not even bringing in that much, right? So more records came out as well that I believe not even 65% of American household makes more than 100K. So that right there, that's insane. But like, you're just gonna say as if like, oh yeah, just go get an EV car. Like that's just like something you could easily do. It's kind of disrespectful to the American people. But at the end of the day, well, we didn't really vote him in. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that today. But yeah, so continue from what's going on. Hold on, let me read one of these comments. I personally believe that the U.S. needs to be more self-sufficient rather than healthy, relying on imported goods from other. Yes, I do agree with that. I do agree. Hey, a lot of people, like it or not, Trump was going that route. A lot of people, they did not want to go, they didn't want to vote him in, and mainly because they feel like, Trump was quote unquote racist, or they feel he was, mean tweets and so forth. And again, I'm not going to get more into that right now. My personal thoughts with Biden, he is a terrible president. He is doing a ridiculously terrible job. And there's a reason why his numbers is the worst in history, right? And it's going to get worse. It is going to get worse. His policies are just ridiculous. I just don't understand, like, who's allowing this to happen? Like, I just don't get it. It's so crazy. So crazy. And I know this is going on YouTube, and I'm going to make this 100% clear because Biden's policies is ridiculous. It is terrible. It is. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It's like literally, we're living in the times of the fall of this nation. Honestly, we really are. And for some reason, it's like no one sees that. Like it's so evident and clear. All right, so let me continue what's going on. Oh yeah, as I said, so even with that, like the Keystone Pipeline, again, that is a huge thing that was, what's going on with right now. Added to that, I would have Biden, but I regret it. Hey, I agree. I agree with you regretting to vote Biden, but again, at the end of the day, majority of people, I feel they voted with their feelings, not with policies, right? Because these policies are just insane, right? But again, he is voted in, quote unquote, voted in. But again, I'm not getting into that right now. Yeah, added to that, so European Commission, they also estimated that globally, every dollar increase in the price of gas, which is going to hit global GDP, will drop $400 billion. That right there is a huge deal. And I'm going to repeat that. The European Commission, they estimated that globally, every dollar increase in the price of gas is going to be a global GDP drop around $400 billion. Just insane, right? And again, as I said to you guys, gas is showing no signs of slowing down. Let me actually go back into the price of gas right now. Well, it kind of did slow down. So, we actually had a minor drop today, right? So, as I said, the day does start from 6 p.m. moving forward. So in the beginning of this live, we were around 1.12%. We are now down to 0.84% in the price of oil for today, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Moving forward, again, that doesn't mean anything as of right now. We're sitting at 125.82, and the technicals from a higher time frame shows us that, like, you know, our support was 114.79. That right there, we just skyrocket past that, and we're literally we're knocking on the door of 130 per barrel of the price of oil, which is insane. As I said to you guys too, like, you go to the grocery store, inflation is increasing, right? You go to the grocery store, you know, chicken is $5. Next day, chicken is $5.80. That's how inflation works, right? So, you know, you're gonna see continuation of that. And as I said to you guys, like, as inflation continues to rise and all these things are going about, this recession, again, I personally feel, this is my thoughts, I personally feel that this recession that we're in or we're going to become public is going to be worse than '08. And I'm saying that now because I want you guys to understand it and just get yourself prepared for that. Again, this is not investing tips. You know, disclaimer, everything is based off my personal decisions. We speak to your own financial advisor before acting on anything that's said here today. But, you know, let me not say that because that's a disclaimer. Added to, you know, going back to what I'm saying, things is not getting better for our economy, right? And then added to that, you know, like I keep saying, added to that, across the nation, right? Gas is on average $4, you know, per gallon, on average across the nation now. That's insane. That is insane across the nation. Like, that's ridiculous. I know I'm here in Georgia, and gas prices down here, you know, this gas station over by me, which is the picture which I posted earlier, is $4.89, right? And the fact that was posted this morning, gas alone, and again, this is not from 6 p.m. I'm talking about the actual March 8th. Gas from March 8th, if we look at the price, right? Yesterday we closed at 120, which was, I'm talking about, when I say yesterday, I'm talking about March 7th. And earlier we closed at 124.08, right? So that right there indicates that, you know, gas, as I said, it was, I believe, $4.89. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning, I'll probably go take another picture, we're pushing $5. I wouldn't be surprised about that, especially the fact that how quickly it's increasing. Yeah, let me look at some comments before I continue with this. All right, so let's see what we have. That's why we having, all right, minor, yep, that is correct. We have an issue with the electrical vehicles because we need a huge supply of semi. That is true as well. And that's another thing. So a lot of people are pushing for, like, you know, why don't we just go with natural energy and so forth. And that's one of those things that's easier said than done, right? And at the end of the day, everything is easier said than done. But the price of batteries it's expensive. Well, I mean, it's pricey, right? And so we go that route because we are going that route. But for us to just drastically, like, jump ship and go that route right now, it's going to be worse. Again, because batteries are pricey, and that's going to be like a 4x price per dollar that we're going to be spending because we're going to go the battery route. So the technology is going to, you know, it is being implemented now, in which we will go that route. But as of right now, so rapidly, I don't think we're going to go so quickly. But I do think that this is a huge play for the EV market. And the reason why I'm saying that, because, again, like, as I said, Biden, he is issuing, you know, hey, why don't you guys just go with the EV market? And you do see that the talks of the EV market is something that's becoming more of a norm to say, right? Also, the State of the Union, Biden did make clear that, you know, which he messed with Tesla. He didn't speak on Tesla, but he spoke on Ford. And he said, you know, Ford, they're working on, you know, the EV market, producing more EV cars, as well as, you know, bringing in these jobs. And it was very interesting because Elon Musk called him out on it. He said, hey, Tesla, we did like more than 2 times that with Ford talking about, like, shout us out, right? And I respect that, because especially from a business standpoint, like, if you're speaking about what Ford did, and I did like almost 2 times, you know, what they did when it comes to bringing in employees, shout me out as well, right? I deserve, you know, some credit with that. So I do like that. But again, this is a huge play for the EV market. We're looking around like 2030 is going to be, especially in California, they're mandating in which, like, you know, cars, they have to be EV, right? So, well, car issuers moving forward, new cars have to be EV. So, you know, this is 2022. You got to start somewhere, right? So this is one of the things in which things will get worse before they get better. You know, I do see that. Added to that, you know, we had a great time in 2021, right? 2020, 2021, you know, they're printing so much money. Again, we had stimulus, we had all these PPPs. and all that went down the drain. A lot of people, they just went in towards, instead of making investments, they went towards spending, right? They pushed luxury prices of these, not goods, but luxury price of designer went through the roof, right? Chanel bags are like 4K. Yeah, like just insane. But again, I'm not knocking anyone who decides to make these investments into these into these luxury designer brands. But at the end of the day, it's like, what is designer if you don't have the actual funds right now? So, it's really much no need for it. But let me continue reading these comments. Someone literally told me they're going to get rid of electric cars. Nah, they're not going to get rid of electric cars. They're not. That's the play. The EV market is the play right now. You're not going to get rid of that. Especially if the president of the free world is talking about EV and, money's being pushed that way, they're not getting rid of that. EV is going to be used to move forward. Especially the fact that, like, we're already complaining about the carbon. We're complaining about gas and, all this usage. So EV is definitely going to be, that's where we're going towards. Let me see what else we got here. What other comments? Don't get me wrong, Trump was good for business, but he definitely not a people's person. None of them can be trusted as far as foreign intelligence, etc. Yeah, I agree with the foreign intelligence aspect of it. Let's see what else we got. All right, that's what we got as of now. All right, so continue from what I was saying. Now, talking about inflation and CPI, this is definitely going to increase it. So as I said to you guys, January's numbers came out. We were around 7.5%, which I think was wrong anyway. I think we're around like 20% around January. Right now, we're probably pushing around like 45%, right? But again, we're not going to be show those numbers. But the data is saying that, right? These businesses, they have no choice but to raise their prices. These imports are pricey, right? Gold is increasing. Gold is increasing as well. But you do have price of oil is increasing, right? So with the price of oil increasing, that's just going to make my overhead increase. If my overhead is increasing, I have no choice but to raise my prices, lay off workers, or maybe do both, right? And that's where you do have the saying, weakest link. There we go. You do have the saying, the weakest link, you got to get rid of them. And that's what it boils down to it. So, you're going to see, expect layoffs, expect more layoffs to come into play. Businesses, they do have to survive. So as a business owner, they would rather survive than, just keep all their employees and then, they go bankrupt and, then the business out, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody goes to business to lose over time. Sorry about that. That was my light. I had hit the switch. But no one goes to business to lose over time. But going to what I was saying to you guys as well, gold plays, commodities, that's something that you want to go more towards the investment aspect, right? Also trading as well, right? You do want to trade with things that makes the most sense, right? Gold is rising. You want to trade with that, trade oil. You do want to trade the euro market. You do want to trade the yen, GBP, JPY, GJ, for my Forex traders, those are something that you want to go more towards as well. EU, you want to trade that. UCAD, especially with gas, not gas, with oil, increase that. UCAD, something you want to pay attention to. So again, these are things that which, like, you're going to catch a lot of pips quickly. Right, and as I said to you guys, like gold alone, right? Let me actually go to the price of gold, right? So I'm on a daily time frame, right? Gold yesterday, gold closed at $19.98, right? Today, gold closed at $2,049 per ounce. That's insane. And gold is going to continue rising as well. We're itching at all-time highs. All-time highs we had on gold is 2075. We're literally, as of right now, gold is currently 2039, so we did have a little drop. But even at 2039, the all-time high is 2075. More likely we'll probably hit that before this month is over. Honestly, I was looking at we may get that sometime in the second or third quarter, but the way things are going, gold is likely to hit that before this quarter, before this month is over. To be real with you, not even this quarter, before this month is over. But again, I was saying to you guys, all these plays and everything, you do have to get educated, right? Regardless if you're a trader or an investor, you gotta get educated. So if you head over to my website, I do have my investing course as well as my trading course. Help you guys get into this market, take advantage of these moves. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to be the individual who see all these things going on, you don't take action, right? And then months, not even years anymore, months go down a line, and let's say months come down, you're saying to yourself, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. You don't want to do that, right? And then added to that as well, head over to my website and check out my Discord. My Discord, we hold each other accountable. We post daily markups, speak on the markets from a trading aspect, from an investing aspect of it. So again, that's something you do want to check out as well for all my investors and traders that's out there. Again, all of that is in my website. Well, on my website, handsomecap.com. The link is actually pinned right there on my comments here on live. For you guys on YouTube, check out the link in the description. Also head over to my bio. The link is there as well. So now that's out the way, let's actually go and look at some crypto as of right now as well. So we do have a nice double top on Bitcoin. Double top around $45,098. Now, for those who don't know, so double top, it's pretty much it's an M, right? So if you look at it at an M, that's terrible. Well, let's just say it's an M, right? You have a top, it comes down, another top, right? That right there is two tops. So from a trending aspect, when you have a double top, price is more likely to decrease, right? So actually, I can turn this over. So if you guys see, let me see if I see it. You guys see it closely, right there. So we do have a nice double top. I'm on the daily time frame of Bitcoin. So as you can currently see, price is around 38,800. So even with that as well, yeah, technicals is showing that we do have a nice little support around 36,000 that it looks like it's trying to hold. But once, oh my God, I did it again. Once we have that support, once that support breaks, price is likely going to continue dropping. And with that, if that does not hold, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get back down to 29,171 on the price of Bitcoin. It's possible though. XRP, we're sitting around 72 cents. XRP looks like it's a good play. I told you guys as well, that's something that you do want to look more towards. It looks as if they're winning their lawsuit. Once they win their lawsuit, I feel that price will skyrocket. But again, I feel, this is not investment advice. This is something that you do want to pay attention and just look at certain things, right? I'm just telling you guys what I'm invested in, especially for the current and also the long term. What else we have here? Ethereum is currently, let's see Ethereum's current price. Ethereum's currently 2,500 right now, same exact thing, but we are sitting at a nice support area around 2,400. Yeah, even with this as well, on a daily time frame, we do have a nice engulfing, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ethereum starts going up as well, because again, that support area is holding, right? It looks really good, really good. But yeah, added to that, as I was saying, Drew, what's up, bro? Got to get you on here. We should have that's what we got to do. We got to do a joint live together. I was just breaking down the economy and pipeline, Keystone Pipeline. I was talking about that, talking about the gas prices, inflation, and everything. But yeah, as I said to you guys, like things are getting ugly. Things are getting ugly, and I truly see that it is getting worse than '08. So I feel we have no choice but to go public. As I said to you guys, around like late April, we're gonna come out publicly. Say we are in a recession, roughly around like April. Oops, hold on, wrong calendar. Around like April 19th, April 20th, that week, I do think that we're gonna come out and say that. And then once we say that, things are gonna go all hectic. Right now, we are in a decline. We're in recession territory. The Dow, we are hitting another base of 32. What is that? 32,284. Currently that is a support that's holding. If that breaks, it's gonna get really ugly, really ugly. But as of right now, year to date, we are in a huge decline. We're pretty much in recession territory. We're definitely in correction, but we're dancing on recession territory, dancing on it, if not in it, right? So again, that's gonna be a public standpoint, and I'm not wishing it. We can schedule that, and definitely worse than '08. Yeah, way worse. Yeah, back to what I was saying in reference to it. I'm not hoping for a recession. As a trader, we make money, when these markets are happening, but from regular individual, or an average American standpoint, it's gonna be bad, right? '08 was bad, and it's gonna be worse. And in reality, technically speaking, we didn't truly recover from '08, right? And that's something that I'll definitely debate that, but we didn't truly recover from that. Right, we're being told we did, but all we did, we just kept kicking the can down the road. Right, we kept playing with these numbers, thinking everything is sweet, and everything is not sweet. Everything has not been sweet since then. So, companies have been bailing out and all that stuff too, but in reality, we haven't. Our purchasing power has been decreasing. Just a lot of things are showing us that, things are just not good. And this is currently, right? And this is where we're being told that our economy is great. Like, so if things are this bad, we're being told the economy is great. Just imagine when, shit hits the fan and you really see what's going on, right? That's going to be some shit. That's going to be some shit. But let me take some Q&As before we wrap up. You guys got any Q&As for me? Let me check the chat real quick. Yeah, Drew, I'm going to definitely talk to you outside of this and see if we can do a live, hopefully next week. It's going to get scheduled, but we'll talk later about that. The government may not, hold on, let's see, read one of the comments. The government may not have to print more money. Take notice of how they are monitoring cryptos more, as well as transactions on Cash App, PayPal, etc. They are about to start taxing that. Yeah, they definitely are. But as I said to you guys as well, you do want to monitor that, but they have to print more money. That's what it boils down to. They have no choice. And it's just going to make things even worse, right? When it comes to stimulus, we need to print money for that, right? So all that as well. It's just not like, hey, stimulus, hey, Ari, hey, stimulus, hey, we're here, we have all this money. It doesn't work that way, right? Once that goes to play, we got to print that money because, as I said to you guys, we don't have money. America is dead broke, right? We're literally, from Minority Mindset, he said it best. He said, America is a third world country who wear Gucci belts. And it's the reality of it. Like, we don't have the funds for it. So we're spending like 4 times more than we have coming in. And that right there shows you, if you're spending more than you have coming in, that's just like, duh. Like, it's not going to be pretty good moving forward. So, but it's just terrible. Like, again, hold up. You said they even started asking if you're purchasing crypto, your taxes. Yeah, we saw that play come about beforehand when it comes to taxes. Like, they issued that. It boils down to this. The government doesn't like when you make money and they don't get anything from it, right? So we foresaw that, taxes for this coming tax season, which is now, it's on the first page. Have you invested, have you invested on any digital assets, which is cryptocurrency? You say no, and they find out, you're going to jail. You say yes, and you put how much you own, boom, you're taxed crazy. So it's pretty much like damn if you do, damn if you don't when it boils down to that. But yeah, things are definitely going to get worse with that. How's the recession going to affect trade, good or bad? Things are bad. Things are definitely bad. So it's like it's not going to get better. But again, as of right now, as I said to you guys, like GDP, the increase of oil prices, that's not good for GDP. As I said to you guys, like let me actually go back into it. The European Commission, they estimated that globally, every dollar increase in the price of gas, every dollar increase, globally GDP drops about 400 billion. So that right there answers your question how these things are going to go about into it. It's going to get ugly across the board. And it's so sad because a lot of people, they make it seem as if, it's not. They think that things are great and all that stuff. And, it's just not the truth. It's not the truth. Gas alone is going to continue to increase, right? As I said to you guys, we're literally on average $4 price a gallon across the nation, and that's average, right? Some parts of California already have $7, right? So come on, guys. Like this morning, gas over by me was $4.89. I'm not surprised $4.49. I believe. I gotta check the picture again. Actually, let me do it here. I can go on Instagram over here. I posted it earlier this morning. I couldn't believe it, but I believe that could be my error. I believe it was 449. I think I said 489 earlier today. Let me see. 449. So my mistake. My mistake from you guys earlier. Yeah, it went up 40 cents from one day. It's 449 this morning. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 489 tomorrow morning. I'm gonna take a picture and show you guys. Let me see. I got taxed at 35% of my crypto earnings. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. That's just what it boils down to. Like at the end of the day, America, and not even America, but the government. You make $1. Let me get that. Let me get some of that. They need something of that as well. So it's gonna boil down to it. This is the very reason why people need to pursue entrepreneurship more. Yeah. Well, here's my thing with that. Right. Entrepreneurship. That's where jobs are created, right? Whether you like it or not, people say, entrepreneurs and that. Jobs are created from entrepreneurs. End of the day. Jeff Bezos was an entrepreneur, Amazon, right? These are where jobs are created from. So like, this is the reason why entrepreneurs, we get a better tax break, because of the fact that, like, even the government, they understand that, like, a worker, you don't create jobs, right? You get a job. You don't create a job. Entrepreneurs, they're the ones who take the most risk. They're the ones who actually, have to, the most risk, when it comes to starting a business. So that is the reason why, as an entrepreneur, you are able to get certain tax breaks. Now, entrepreneurship is not easy, right? So the social media make it seem as if entrepreneurship is like a walk in the park. You do, hold up. They make it seem as if entrepreneurship is a walk in the park, and that's far from the truth. Entrepreneurship is difficult. It is not easy. But again, those who persevere, we are the ones who make things happen, right? So, again, I like that comment, but I'm not going to make it, I don't want anyone reading and thinking as if, like, entrepreneurship is a walk in the park, because it's really not. Would you move out of the country to avoid the negative economic impacts that will be getting bigger in the U.S.? If so, where would you go to a safe port? Funny, because we're actually looking towards Netherlands, if not Aruba. Aruba, obviously, because of the weather. And it's pretty much like, it's the Netherlands, they own Aruba. So what the Dutch, they own Aruba. But besides that, looking at the Netherlands, that is something, if we were to leave the country, we'll go towards those two things. I do like the price of the Netherlands. It is increasing as well. But again, like, their way of living is pretty much great. It's way better. Well, not way better than ours, but it's definitely something that you do want to talk to. Definitely something that you do want to pay attention to. That was actually a great question too. Man, I can't wait, Drew. Like, we got to talk offline. When we get on live, man, and you guys, man, we're going to drop so much gems for you guys. So much gems. That guy, Drew, right there, his mind is on a whole nother level, especially when it boils down to the economy. There's so much I've learned from Drew, even from his posts. Now you're just speaking to him, his posts alone. So that's something that you guys definitely do want to follow. But again, any other question before we wrap this up? I do see the time. I think they cut me off at an hour. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't want to chance it and I get cut off. So I'm going to be wrapping this up. But any more questions that you guys have, and I know it's a little delayed, so I'm going to wait a little bit before seeing if you guys have any questions with that. And again, as I said to you guys, check out the link in my description below. I did pin that, my website, hansonkelly.com. Check out both my investing and my trading course, get you guys in the game, get in the market. Also, my Discord as well for you guys who are investors and traders. We post daily market breakdowns, go over my crypto strategy, my crypto portfolios in there, tell you guys updates on that as well. If that's something you guys want to look at and pay attention to, updates on that, on the cryptos, on the stock market, on obviously the futures market, on Forex, trading, market breakdown, as I just said to you guys. That's beneficial. And we also have 2 weekly group calls that I do have every Sunday, pre-market before the market opens up, and also every Wednesday. Interesting, appreciate that, my bro. Places in Malaysia. Malaysia. That is very interesting. I want to find out why. That is very interesting. Why? Malaysia. That's interesting. I gotta, we gotta talk. I gotta hit you up after this. I want to know why you choose that place. Very, very interesting. But yeah, guys, this is definitely gonna be on YouTube. I'm gonna save this video. I gotta wait for my thumbnail guy to post a thumbnail, and then after that, it's gonna be on YouTube. So if not tonight, if not tonight, definitely Wednesday morning. It's gonna be on YouTube. So check this out. And if you're on YouTube and you are watching this, share this with other friends. Share this with loved ones who, they're interested into the market. They're confused about where to put their money into. As I said to you guys, you want to put your money into assets, into safe havens. These are things that's beneficial. And the reason why, again, because as the price of oil increases, the price of gold increases, price of silver, price of platinum, price of nickel, as these things increase, obviously, by you owning these assets, it will obviously just increase as well. So that's it. I do appreciate everyone who stayed around for this entire time. Appreciate that. Share this with your friends and loved ones as well. And I do like that. I'm going to call this. Hold on. Let me actually go back into it. I didn't screenshot this. So, where is it at? All right. So I think I might call this Talk Trade Tuesday or Trade Tuesday. Let's talk Trade Tuesday. I might call it that. Let me write that down. Let's talk Trade Tuesday. Let me screenshot that. So I do like that name, but again, I don't have a name, so I gotta really quick think of something to give my thumbnail guy so he can put it on YouTube. But I do like that name though. Let's Talk Trade Tuesday. I gotta keep saying it though. It gotta flow. It gotta flow. As of right now, it's kind of flowing though, but that is kind of cool. But again, appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying along. Until next Tuesday, every Tuesday, 7 p.m., I'm gonna be going live, and I'm gonna be having guests as well. It looks as if Drew will be my next guest, but we'll speak more about that offline. All right, guys, later. Well, I gotta end this. Oh, there we go.